Hello and welcome to Good News. My name is Joseph Zabrowski and I will be your host for this program. And this is our first program, and as a result I am going to do an introduction, so to speak, and kind of give you an idea of what our program is going to be all about, and just kind of give you the direction that we're going and all the things that we have to offer in this program. Good news is going to change your life without a shadow of a doubt, and in many instances it will save many people's lives and many people's families' lives. With that, I kind of first want to give you an idea of what we mean when we say good news. There's the conventional type of good news where it's the type of good news that everybody knows about. The type of good news that makes everybody happy. It's good news, it's happy, yeah, thank you, wow, that's great, yeah. It's the conventional type of good news. And we will talk about that type of good news. One of the things that I do want to state up front is that, there's tons of good news going on in America and the world. But here in America, oftentimes you never hear about it. And the reason that you don't hear about it is because we have a controlled media, okay? And there's a lot of spiritual entities attached to this controlled media. And there is a spirit of death going on in America through the media. America is a very important nation to the world. We are the beacon of light for many countries. And it's just that our government has put us in a position where, from the perspective of many other countries, they don't like America because of all the killing we have done in other countries. But it's not so much against we the people, it's against our government. But so we don't hear so much of the good news. They're usually inundating us with all kinds of bad news, all kinds of killing, stealing, and destroying. And we're going to talk about we're going to get into detail about all that in the future. So this will be a place that we will give you conventional type of good news, but also the stuff that we will really be focusing on is the truly good news, what I would call great news. And to kind of give you an example of what that type of news is, I would say, just give you the example of, when St. Paul was on the road to Damascus, and all of a sudden he was blind and fell from his horse, blinded for I think it was 3 days, and he ended up, that wasn't good news to Paul or the people who knew him at that time. But that type of good news, that type of news led to him being free and him being one of the greatest apostles of all time. Okay, so that's the type of good news that we're going to look at. The type of good news where, on the day that Jesus died on the cross, that didn't appear to be good news to the people around him. But it was through that incredibly good news that all of us were set free and all of us have the opportunity for eternal life. So, that was amazing news for the entire world. When you think about America, the people who came to America, the original founders, when they were living under tyranny in England, at that moment when the collective discovered that they were truly slaves living under tyranny, that was not good news to them. That was very heart-crushing news to them. But it was through that news that when they saw what they were and what they had to do, that was the catalyst to them leaving England and coming to America to start America, where there was freedom, okay, and the ability to worship God as they pleased. So that was incredibly good news, but at the time it didn't appear to be good news. So I will talk about that type of good news. Every martyr in the world who has died for the cause of Christ, at the time of their death, that was not good news. But when looked at from a different perspective, that was the most amazing good news there was, because there's a special place for martyrs in heaven, okay? And so these are the types of good news that we will be sharing on this program, as well as the conventional type of good news, the type of good news that leads people to the truth. And as a result, once they are led to the truth, it sets them free. And so that is what we will focus on in this program. So as a result, what you learn in this program, Good News, will be the type of information that will truly edify you, that will truly enlighten you, that will truly change your life, and in many cases will save your life. Because I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but I know that there are a lot of uninformed Americans and a lot of uninformed people in the world, and there are so many dire things going on in our country and the world that can literally lead to you being in great danger and lead to your demise. And we'll be discussing a lot of those things, and as a result, it will prepare you to be positioned for complete protection and being able to protect your families as well. So that is the direction we are going with our program, and we are going to start off focusing on a topic actually called the lying machine. And the lying machine, we are going to talk about it and break it down. The lying machine refers to an infrastructure, a worldwide infrastructure that is in place not only in America but worldwide. And this lying machine is the foundation for so much of the darkness that we experience going on here in America and the world. The culture of death that's going on in America and the world. The culture of death that is in so many other places. The lying machine is responsible for every darkness that goes on in your country. Practically in some way they are connected to it. And we're going to first, in our first program, identify who the lying machine is, and then we're going to start breaking it down. And as we start breaking it down, your eyes are going to be open to just a huge amount of information and truths that you were never aware of. There are a lot of people in America who really know what's going on, and it is those people who are standing up for your country presently. And our hope is that we will help those people who are presently standing up contribute to the cause, and as a result, in doing so, we will be able to be a truly protected people, a people who are free. Thus, we will move toward the founding principles of our country and of the world. Now, I just want to give you like one little example, and there are just an infinite number of examples regarding the lying machine, just so that you kind of have an idea of where I'm going with it, because this is going to be our first topic. Okay, let's say, for example, when you turn on the news and the news tells you that the unemployment rate is 5.9%, okay? That is a complete lie, okay? That is a lie, because the truth is that they are telling you that the unemployment rate is 5.9%, but what they do not tell you is that there are 93 million Americans approximately who have stepped out of the workforce, okay? Completely stepped out of the workforce. Therefore, they are not counting those 93 million Americans as part of the unemployed. So when you take the 93 million Americans who have just completely stepped out of the workforce because there's no jobs, and you add to it the 5.9% that they say are unemployed, it comes out to roughly about 115 million people in America who are unemployed, which is about 1/3 of our population. Now, it just so happens that in most nations throughout the world, the unemployment rate for most of those nations are about the same as here. About 1/3 of their population is unemployed. Okay, so this is not just a phenomenon that's going on here in America, but it's going on worldwide. And but that's just like one little grain of sand in the Sahara of the just infinite number of lies that we are subject to on a daily basis. And so as we present the truth, as we reveal to you what is really going on in your country, you will be able to create a situation where you'll be able to position yourself from a more truthful foundation in your life, and thus you will be able to deal with the reality of your situation. And another thing that we will provide in our program is, because there are so many problems going on, we will provide some solutions for you, some ways to help you in your journey to having true freedom once again. For example, we will be giving you alternative ways to make a living, online especially. We will be able to help you if your house is being taken, if it's in foreclosure, we will be able to help you with that. We will give you a place where you can come to a church that will actually pray about the real issues of the day. You know, I go to a church that I plan on going, you know, for the rest of my life. But unfortunately, in that church, they do not talk about the real issues that are going on in our country and in our world. And so as a result, because they don't talk about those types of things, they certainly are not praying about them. And this is just such a this is one of the most deceptive and just one of the most degrading things in terms of our country getting back on its feet, because we, the Christians in this country, which make up, you know, approximately 80% of the people in America, if the Christians don't really know what's going on, they're certainly not going to be praying about that, and that's only going to hurt you. And so we're going to provide a place where you can actually come together and collectively pray about the real issues that are going on in your country, so thus have the power of God to face those issues, thus bring your country, our country, back to a place of freedom and strength. So we're going to we'll have a church, a Christian Patriot Church, that you can, you know, will probably be on Wednesday, and you can go to that church, and it can be a true blessing for you. And we will provide also edifying entertainment for your children. We will provide just edifying entertainment for adults as well, stuff that will not only entertain them but educate them as well as a whole plethora of other items. So I just want to say hello and introduce myself, and this is called Good News, and our first broadcast will be called The Lying Machine. So I hope to meet you, and I hope to help you in your journey, and we can all help each other. So once again, my name is Joseph Zabrowski. Until our next broadcast, take care and God bless. And I will leave a little information below this video as well, relative to what I've just shared with you. Take care and God bless.